Hi everyone, I'm Jhana and I'm here with my best friend Edel on I'm My Way Home. I remembered. And today we're covering the topic of having a sense of humor when you choose the path of spirituality or you've decided to walk on the path of self-discovery because I think that's one of the saving graces of being on the path of spirituality because spirituality is not about flowers and petals and butterflies, right? I mean, if you really get down to it, it's hard work. And there are times when you feel like you're never going to see the light at the end of the tunnel. But humor helps you keep your spirits up. And being able to laugh at yourself is one of those things that can help you stay on that path just a little bit longer. So, how has your spiritual journey been, Edel, so far?
Initially, I started out. I just assumed if you're going to grow spiritually, you have to be like dead ass serious, and um, I think it also came from my intensively Orthodox Catholic background, where you're lauded for suffering, and you, it's almost a necessity to feel guilt, to feel pain, and you're that much of a good. If God loves you, He'll make you suffer a lot. Don't get me started. So I honestly edified those aspects, and sense of humor is just basically a lightness, a lightness you feel um, as a result of those heavy things going away. Um, I've noticed that over the years, my sense of humor has stopped being about cracking jokes and laughing loudly and being crazy to lifting the general vibration and the mood of the place that I'm in, simply because I myself happen to be light. I enter a ward, of course, I work in a hospital, and these are times when we see the most horrifying cases, the horrendous cases that we see. These are very trying times. Patients are so worried. There are lots of people who are worried about whether they can even afford the health care. So it's a heavy energy. And I find myself walking into the place and surrounded by laughter because, and it's not just me cracking a joke, it's the nurses cracking jokes and the doctors finding things funny. And I've noticed consistently, and for me, my spiritual life in the silence, the work that I do in the background is so still, so serious, so concentrated and focused. And I go out into the world and everything is soft, everything is smiles, everything is laughter. So my initial idea of what my sense of humor was, and what sense of humor, living in sense of humor actually is so vastly different. I also did, whenever I did some work and I would see like parts work, integration, completion process, the work by Byron Katie, read a book that taught me something that I didn't know initially, or I had the opposite behavior too. I would just go, oh, here we go again. I took it. I was like, I didn't go into it with this military disciplined go thing. I just went like, oh gosh, okay, this is one more thing. But I was excited about it. And I think that helped me along. I naturally have a goofy sense of humor, so that helps as well. But now I'm beginning to understand a sense of humor is an elevated vibration in itself. And it's a lightness in your spirit. And when you go to a place, you just automatically make a person feel better than they did coming in. And it's a magnetic energy. I feel that towards a lot of people, and I've noticed it quite recently that a lot of people are seeing it with me as well. So I can say for now that a sense of humor as a byproduct of my integration is happening in my life. I hope that made sense. Okay.
I think that would happen, right? Because when you're able to deal with really heavy stuff and you're
Yes.
able to walk through it to the other side, and
Yeah.
once you feel light, you naturally start to gravitate toward lighter things in life.
Yes.
Yeah. My sense of humor, I think, has evolved over a period of time. Initially, even up until a few years ago, my sense of humor was making jokes at the expense of someone else. And it was the same thing that was done to me. What you do to others, you're going to get the same treatment back. And that never stopped me from behaving that way. But over a period of time, I realized as I started doing,
That's samosa, my dog. Okay.
um, so over a period of time, I've noticed as I've been doing,
He's so cute. It's not like he's doing anything smart or anything brave. He's standing at the balcony, howling at probably a crow or a leaf shaking in the wind. Okay, Samo, 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 baby. Okay, and that's my other dog, Coco, joining in the chorus.
oh my God.
So sorry, Jarman.
I think every time I start saying what I'm about to do, they start howling.
Samo Sahab, puppy. Okay, that's enough. You're very brave. Thank you. Thank you, Baba. Do you think the audience would like
Okay,
to see samosa?
maybe.
Come, Baba. My little Mr. Howard. He's wearing a cone of shame at the moment, but he's the cutest little bunny rabbit in the whole wide world.
Oh,
Yes.
look at his
Hey,
face.
Samosa. Hi, baby. Say hi to the internet. Say hi to the internet. You're very internet famous, Baba. Oh. Okay. Yes,
He's so
Jana, you were
cute.
saying.
Oh, my face is hurting from smiling so much. Okay. So the work that I've been doing, the work, integration, completion process, whatever need to do in terms of internal work, I've noticed that I'm in a position where I'm able to laugh at myself a little more, and I'm not putting myself down when I do it.
Yes.
So even that is something that I used to do a lot, because if that's been done to you, you adopt that behavior so other people can't do it to you and you're already hurting yourself. So other people can't do it to you. But as I go through episodes of, different things that I'm trying to resolve, I'm able to laugh at myself, and it just makes it a little easier for me to stay on the path of continuing to do it. So
Yes.
even like you said, right, when you start working on some new thing, you're like, oh my God, I have to do this, but you're also excited about it. So every day when I'm doing the work, I'm like, I hate it, but I also love it. Like, this is fun. And once you go through it, you're like, okay, I suppose hate is a very strong word, but then you see where you're coming from and you're like, okay, this is all it was. This is all it was. It wasn't, and at the end of it, you're like, I'm still here, I'm still safe, and and physically I'm safe, mentally, emotionally, I'm not like completely blown into pieces. I was able to survive it, and you move to the other side of it. So I think a sense of humor has made me want to continue on that path, because it makes it just a little bit simpler, because you also look forward to laughing about the things that you've done, and you see it in a completely different light. Things that would upset you or trigger you earlier, you look at it now and you're just thinking, oh, this is all it was, you know? And it's not such a big deal anymore. So I think that's the reason why I think a sense of humor is really important to, I think, and it's not something you work on developing. I think it's just something that happens along the way as a byproduct of integration, like you said.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So do you want to add anything else to this, Adele?
I think life is hard enough as it is. Um, let's let's not make it harder on ourselves by going at it seriously, because none of us are getting out of this alive. one way or the other. It's better to reach the ultimate endpoint with with a lot of grace, with a lot of laughter, and being known as this person that made you feel better. And I think the only way to do that is just through a sense of humor. Oh my God, that sounded like poetry, Janna. Okay. Yeah.
All right. So thank you so much for joining us and Samosa.
Thank you,
And
sir.
he knows that's his name, right? He's
Yes.
looking.
Yes, I know.
All right. So if you like this video, please click like, subscribe, and share this video with anybody that you think might benefit from it. And we will see you again in a couple of weeks. Thank you so much. Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.